Alright guys, we this week are going to be focusing on shading something realistically. And so I go 1 to 9 and also using those fancy words like highlight, midtone, cast shadow, and reflective light. And knowing where they are in a drawing. And so I'm going to allow you guys to transfer this fabric piece. I think you could draw the fabric piece, but our assignment is not can you draw fabric. Our assignment is can you shade properly with color pencil, and can you show me where a highlight, a cast shadow, reflective light, and a midtone are. And so I'm going to give you a paper. I'm using my phone today because my printer is not working and you can see this a little bit easier. But I am going to go for it and start shading this with a color family of my choice. You can choose warm or you can choose cool. Warm, that's the one I'm using today, are full of reds, oranges, and yellows. And your cool is full of green, blues, and purples. I've done this assignment with both and they both look fantastic. Today, I just decided to go with warm because it reminds me of autumn and it's autumn time this time of year. Okay. And so first I'm going to be looking at my picture, and if I were you, I would first identify what is going to be light and what's going to be dark. And I would even start to label it on my piece here. And so I can see here, whoops, there we are. I know I put these wrinkle lines in, and usually where there's a wrinkle or a fold, there's going to be some dark around it. That's just really common in fabric. So wherever there's a wrinkle, it's probably going to be a little bit darker. And you can see here, I've outlined my piece, but I haven't actually shaded anything in. That's really important because graphite or a mechanical lead doesn't work well with color pencil. So anyway, I'm going to start identifying, and I don't need to label, but sometimes it helps. So say for example, I want to trace out this shadow right there. I might go in and just do a very, very light shape. There we go. And label it D for dark. Just so I can remember, say, okay, Mrs. Williams, I gotta go dark there. And I might do the same up here. And it won't be this visible in the long run. When I start shading, I'll erase that letter just so you don't see it in the very, very final. And I see, ooh, there's a big shadow over here. I can see that. So I want to definitely outline that as well before I start. Those are my biggest shadows. There we go. And when I say dark of a value scale, what I'm labeling right now are my cast shadows, or my 9s, my very, very darks. There we go. Let's see. I see some dark over here as well, right around there. And then it goes light and then dark again. Might draw something. This is a gentle shadow, so it's not as extreme as, say, over here. It goes 1 to 9, very, very, very quickly. But this one, it's more of like 3 to 4 or 3 to 5. Oops, bless you. That was my cat in the background. He loves to play. Okay, once you've really labeled where your darkest parts are, like your 9 or maybe even your middle dark parts, this is where you're going to start shading. So you can see here, of my 3 colors, I have red, orange, and yellow. And with color pencil, it's all about layering, right? So I'm going to go in, and I am not going to focus on my 1s or my 9s. I'm going to focus on my middle areas first, right? And so here I go, and when I shade with the color pencil, remember, you're not shading like this at first. That's way too hard pressure. You're going to turn it on its side and do little circles or back to back, but you can see how dark this is compared to that. This is what we start with, not this. So you want to go really light. So that way, if you need to erase something or you make a mistake, you can take that out. So anyway, I'm pushing it towards its side. There we are. And I'm going to go ahead and start. And it doesn't matter where you start. You are in control here. Okay, let's say I made a mistake and I went over something. When you're erasing color pencil, you'll just want to take it, and instead of pressing very, very hard, you'll go lightly and just wiggle it across. But see how easily it erases if you're not pressing too hard like that? So I was able to take out that pencil underneath my color pencil just like that. All done. Completely cleared up, cleared off. Nice and light. Beautiful. Okay. So once I've layered with there, and I'm going to start to tally how many layers it takes me. So far I'm up to 1. Here I go again. And right now, so I've started with my 1 to 2. So right now everything's looking like it's a 2. And we want to start building up our midtones, right? So that's our middle gray areas. That's like over here. That's a little bit over here. That's a little bit in between this area right here. Right over there. So we're building up our midtones right now. Wish me luck. go in and I actually, instead of going side to side, you will see me actually start to press down. When you press down, we are going to focus on making sure that we're only pressing down for our cast shadows, so the darkest parts. See those? That's when you're going to finally use the tip of your pencil, and you want to make sure that it is sharp, okay? So make sure to keep those pencils nice and sharp. So here we go. Oh yeah, I did another layer. There we go. All right, guys, and with that, you can see, I'm going to stop for now. I think you guys have got the drill, but you can see it's mostly focusing on, again, our special words. We have highlight, mid-tone, cast shadow, and reflective light is the hardest one to see. So I want to highlight that one a little bit more just before I go. Reflective light is around this area here. So you can see this tiny bright line that goes through. We have a little bit right there. I would think that and this tiny little shape right here inside of this mid-tone, that is our beautiful reflective light. All right, so this tiny line and this little section here. And we're going to practice getting to know reflective light later on, so don't totally worry about reflective light. But for now, worry at least knowing your cast shadows, that's your 8 to 9, your highlights, that's your 1 to 2s, and your midtones. That is almost everything in between. And when you're looking at your drawing, can I see that you know where your highlights are? So are the parts that are supposed to be bright, bright? Are the parts that are supposed to be dark, dark? And are the parts that are supposed to be in the middle actually in the middle? All right, guys, good luck.